What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Now, today on the table in front of us is something new to the channel, new to the collection, and something kind of special. You see, this was a gift from my buddy Chad over at Microphone the Knife over on Instagram. He is a really great guy. This was my Christmas present. This is the Tuya Cebu, and I haven't had one of these before. I really enjoy it for a lot of reasons. But let's get to how it's a Christmas gift. Well, first he sent it to me, which is very, very kind. But he does the most amazing flame anno work. I don't know if you can see that very well on camera, but man, he annoed the clip, the backspacer, even the inside of the backspacer is beautiful. And he did this particular pattern because I live in California, and he knows I love the ocean. And so he really did a good job. This is so beautiful. But let's talk about the knife, shall we? This is an excellent knife from Tuya. I haven't had one of these before on the channel or in my hand. I was really glad to get a chance to look at this. Of course, again, it is special because of the work that he did, and it is beautiful. I'll put a link to his Instagram in the description. But the knife itself, it has milled G10 scales that are really comfortable in hand. The blade is 1, 2, 3, just about 3.5 inches of cutting on 3 3/4 inches of D2. It is a nice thick chunk of D2 brought to a very nice edge. They did a great job here. This is very comfortable and very good. It has titanium backspacer and clip. It is running on steel liners that have been very milled out. I don't think you guys are going to be able to see that in there. I really need to get a flashlight. That's part of this process, but it is milled, so it's surprisingly light for its size. It is a flipper, as you can see, and it flips reliably and perfectly on every flip, but also because it's got this beautiful gap right here, man, it finger flicks like crazy. This is a really nice knife. Now, again, I've said many times that I don't do a lot of D2 and G10 anymore, unless they are sort of special. This qualifies, and not just because it is a gift from an excellent person, although that doesn't hurt. This qualifies because this is a very good knife. Now, I like big knives. I've had this for a little while now. I'm not going to use it as much as, or as hard as I might otherwise, because I don't want to mess up this beautiful anno work that my buddy did for me. But what I have done is push cuts and draw cuts. I've used this in a number of settings and applications. And this blade shape, this sort of Wharncliffe drop, man, this thing is so sheep's footy. I don't know. It's really good. The overall knife, if we can get this lined up here, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 3/4 inches long. It is, again, very comfortable in hand. It's got this beautiful choil up front for choking up, which makes push cuts on a blade like this really good. Tuya is an interesting company. I have some of their titanium and S35 and better materials knives. They make some phenomenal pocket knives, stuff like the Kingsman. They also make some really wonky knives, no offense to you, but wonky knives that don't really fit in my hand. And I think the reason I never got one of these is because I had become a little gun shy, but that was just me being silly. I mean, this is a great pocket knife. There is no hot spot due to this clip. It is super comfortable in hand. And again, the action on this thing is so good. This is a superior pocket knife. It really is. Now, these are about $100. There's a lot of knives landing in the sort of G10 and D2 $100 range. And while I can't tell you if this is the knife for you, I can tell you that this is an excellent pocket knife. I'm really impressed. And I'm really happy that I have one in the collection. Now, this one, of course, because of the work that my buddy did, will never leave the collection. This is a permanent piece of my knife collection now going forward. But he did more than just beautiful work for me. He brought a knife that I wouldn't have bought into the collection, and I'm glad that he did. It is, I love it. This kind of Wharncliffe tip is so good for draw cuts. You can get right up there towards the front for fine work if you need to. Everything is chamfered. There are no sharp edges on this blade. This is Tuya doing really good work. I love this thing. I wasn't sure. You never are when somebody sends you a knife that you've never really had and you're not sure if you want one, but I'm so glad this landed in the collection. If you are looking for a good work knife in G10 and D2, the Tuya Cebu is probably an excellent choice for you. It is, again, very sharp. Right from the factory, it is a good blade. It is an excellent shape. Everything is chamfered. Everything is comfortable. This is a superior mid-range budget knife, period. Now mine, of course, again, God, I love that. It's so pretty. They come generally flat gray, or maybe even some colors, I'm not sure. They do make these in a micarta that apparently is very nice, and a couple of other colors in the G10. I think this is a great pocket knife. I really do. I think that I would rather have this than, like the Best Tech Ascot, which I reviewed recently. For a lot of reasons, they're about the same price, but I think that this is just much, much more interesting looking. I was going to do a size comparison, but my size comparison tools have wandered off the table. I do have one here that I can use. Here is the small Rat. This is the Rat Model 2. As you can see, the Cebu is much, much bigger. What else do I have on the table that I can use? Well, some of you might know, this is the XM18. And as you can see, the Cebu is much even larger than the XM18. The Cebu is a big knife, but that is good for me. I like that in a knife. You may not, but I do. And so I am, again, really happy to have this on the channel. In the end, this was a very thoughtful, really thoughtful, and generous gift from a really nice guy. The work that he put in is absolutely beautiful. The fact that he did that work onto a knife that I think is really very good just is sort of icing on the cake. So here are my final thoughts on what is a very short video, but that's okay. If you're looking for, like I said, a good work knife in D2 and G10, and the, $70 to $100 price range is not beyond you, it is to some people, and I understand that. But if it's not, you get what you pay for here. This is a superior pocket knife in many ways, and I hope you'll check one out. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Like the video on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't. Thanks, guys.